He took a water bottle and went into the river, surrounded by the Thunder Tribe members. But he was still discovered. Glass fled along the river, with arrows and bullets whizzing past him. The rushing water carried farther and farther away. He grabbed onto a piece of wood and continued drifting downstream. The icy water forced him to come ashore. He built a campfire to dry his clothes and made a fish trap, eating the fish raw because he was starving. That night, he noticed a fire behind him and found it was a native. The native drove away a pack of wolves and claimed their spoils. Glass hoped the native would share some food. Impatiently, the native tossed him a piece of liver. The next morning, the native checked Glass's bag. Finding the wound severely infected, Glass told him about his ordeal, killing a bear and losing his son. It turned out they were fellow Sulphur's. Native had also lost his family in a recent battle. From then on, Glass had a companion. Due to his worsening condition, Glass could no longer hold on. A heavy snowstorm was approaching. The native cut down some branches and built a small shelter to protect Glass from the wind and rain. He treated Glass's infected wound and, after finishing everything, left Glass inside under his care. Glass managed to survive. He put on his clothes and took some food, but he hadn't gone far when he discovered the native hanging from a tree, killed by the same group of men from before. Glass crept up and took a gun. He aimed it at one man's head, rescuing a native woman who was being assaulted. He untied all the ropes, freed all the horses, shot one man dead, and escaped in the ensuing chaos. However, Glass's water bottle was left behind, but the native woman managed to escape as well. Before he could rest, the Thunder Tribe members were upon him again. In a panic, he mounted a horse and fled desperately from their pursuit. One of them shot an arrow into the horse's rump and never head as a cliff. Glass, along with the horse, tumbled over the edge. Fortunately, the branches cushioned their fall, and he survived. He cut open the horse's belly, hollowed it out, and, stripping off his clothes, Glass endured the freezing wind and snow inside the horse's carcass. After the snowstorm passed, Glass dressed again, bade farewell to the horse that had saved his life, and continued on his way. He had only one goal in mind: revenge. A white man arrived at the captain's camp carrying Glass's water bottle. When Jim saw the water bottle, he knew that Glass was still alive. The captain prepared to rescue Glass. While Fitzgerald planned his escape, the captain led a large group and finally found Glass in a nearby forest. Upon learning the truth, the captain returned to the camp first, only to find that Fitzgerald had already disappeared. He hurried back to his office and discovered that all the money in the safe had been stolen. Fitzgerald had taken all the valuables and fled. They found tracks leading up the mountain. They continued to pursue Fitzgerald, getting closer with each step. The next day, Glass smelled smoke. They split up to search, and while Glass found signs of a camp, the captain encountered Fitzgerald. Glass heard gunshots and followed the captain's path, only to find the captain already dead. Glass cut down a branch, unsure of his next move. He continued on, and soon Fitzgerald, not far ahead, shot him. Carefully approaching to check, Fitzgerald found a branch in the clothing. It wasn't Glass. Glass and the captain had swapped places. Catching Fitzgerald off guard, Fitzgerald accidentally slipped down the mountainside. With Glass close behind, they engaged in close combat. Glass strangled Fitzgerald tightly, but Fitzgerald managed to stab Glass in the thigh. Glass gained the upper hand. Looking up, he saw the Thunder Tribe members. He threw Fitzgerald into the river, leaving him to be dealt with by the Thunder Tribe. Glass had completed his revenge and waited for the Thunder Tribe to decide his fate.